Hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from AstroladaCom, and these are your August 2025 video horoscopes. And August is pretty gentle, easygoing month, possibly one of the easiest that I've looked at this year. And it's kind of like the quiet before the storm, because in September we have two eclipses. But after that, again, we're going to have some wonderful configuration to the end of the year through the months. But August is a well-deserved respite and break. We're going to have Mercury turning direct. Around the same time, the two greatest benefics, Venus and Jupiter, are joining together in Cancer. Actually, the whole of August, they're pretty much in the same sign. So one area of your life will go with such ease, with such blessings and positive flow. So there will be one area that will be very easy for us all, or a source of blessings. And we're going to have a Saturn opposition Mars around the 9th, 8th, or 7th, 8th, 9th. But usually this is a stressful combination. Some external circumstance can stress us, some conflict that needs to be resolved. But this time it creates an incredibly positive configuration, which is called a kite formation, because there is a trine from Uranus to Mars, trine from Pluto to Mars. And that's kind of, Uranus is wisdom, Pluto is willpower. So some kind of whatever we triggered into, which is Mars Saturn opposition, triggered or into action, activated in some way, provoked, we're able to resolve it by tapping into divine wisdom and the right source of willpower that is aligned to divine willpower. So this energy, this conflict or the stress between Saturn and Mars that's starting at the beginning of the month will be resolved in some way into productive action. And of course, we're going to have full moons, new moons, but nothing dramatic, nothing over the top. There is a full moon on the 9th of August, which is in Aquarius. It's around the same time where everything else, the Venus, Jupiter conjunction, Saturn, Mars opposition. And this will be like peak of activity. Full moons are peak of activities, seeing the results of previous actions, getting the rewards for it, for example. And this full moon is in Aquarius, which is social. It predisposes us to connect with like-minded people, emotionally to form friendships, or to strengthen existing friendships already, or connections, business or personal connections as well. And on the 23rd, there is a new moon when the sun and the moon are together at the 0 degrees in Virgo, which kind of gets us prepared to get into work mode, to get into more serious down to earth, because till now was everything was in Leo, so it's more like enjoy yourself, holidays and so on. But this new moon from the 23rd of August in the 0 degree of Virgos kind of gets us down to earth, focused. Um, let's get down to practical things, solve them, and it's conjunct the star Regulus. So it's the star of leadership. So maybe some kind of new motivation will come into us to, let's say, to organize ourselves, to take leadership about our health, which is Virgo, or because Regulus is a star of incredible willpower. This is the heart of the lion. It's a star there, the heart of the king, which gives us incredible willpower, incredible motivation, and bravery and courage. And we can apply it to Virgo areas in our life for our health, for our routines, for our work, for our errands, to organize our life in some way for the practical matters of life. And now we're going to start with each of the 12 signs. But before that, I just want to let you know that I've created a 3.5 hour webinar on the ideal home and perfect environment according to your horoscope. You don't need to know any astrology. You just need to know your day of birth and time of birth. And I lead you step by step to see what is like. Are you going to live near mountains in certain periods of life, or near marshes, or near forests, or big cities, small cities? What will the house be like? Is going to be a big house or more than one place of living, foreign residence or more local? Or how is it going to be even decorated? And what's going to be around your neighborhoods? For example, it might be close to stadiums. That's how you recognize if you're trying to choose two properties to rent, which is yours. If there is Mars influence, it will be close to a factory or close to a stadium or fitness. So if it's close to Venus, it might be close to a music hall. So I go through absolutely every sign. Each 12 signs have their ideal environment, and each planet has its own environment. And how to see, and you can have more than one environments. For example, you can have a few signs that influence your places of living and where you find yourself throughout your life. It's incredible. You can see even are you going to be in islands or more densely populated places with gardens and so on. It's incredibly fun. It's only $20. It becomes 30 after that. Very affordable if you'd like to order it. I'm putting a link below here. And now let's begin with the 12 signs. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, August 2025. Always check your ascendant sign if you know your time of birth and then proceed to Sun and Moon signs for extra details. Aquarius, this month we're going to have a full moon in our sign. It's nothing over the top. We have full moon around August in our sign every year, but it puts the spotlight on us. Maybe it's happening in a first house, so there is the full moon is in our sign. So there's like illumination, completing something, bringing it to fruition, seeing the results of previous actions and reaping maybe something you started 6 months ago or a year and a half ago during the new moon in Aquarius. Or maybe seeing the results of previous actions for better or worse and deciding what is your plan for action ahead. Taking stock into what is that called? What is the expression? Like taking stock of what's happening and deciding the next step, or also because it's full moon, the fruition, seeing the results, completing something, getting rewards for something. Also, we become more intuitive around the 9th of August with this full moon and more emotional. Is it possible for Aquarius to be emotional? It is. But also, it can be a good time to be in the spotlight, to put yourself, your face, your persona about something, to use your face, your persona, to put yourself like to declare your needs as well, because it's a full moon. And the full moon is about family matters as well. That can be potent. But also don't forget that the sun is in Leo. So this month is not just about us, it's about others very much. In August, always, it's others. A lot of people we communicate, we interact with, or their feedback is important for us. Their feedback triggers new beginnings for us while we're receiving the results of our previous personal actions and projects or whatever. We're seeing them now. We have the chance, like a mirror, which is the moon, to see where are we at now. Do we have to correct something? Or like, okay, this is the completion. Thank you very much. It's coming to an end. I'm getting the rewards or whatever. And Mercury is retrograde in your seventh house till the 11th. Don't forget that. It started its retrograde motion in July, and me as an Aquarius rising, immediately Mercury started retrograde action. A lot of meetings with others get postponed. I kind of like we plan for one thing, another thing happens. Yes, this kind of stuff can continue till the 11th. But also, I reconnected with a lot of people from the past, friends I haven't seen for a few years, relatives, because seventh houses are the people, Mercury retrograde is to reconnect with them, or even ex-boyfriends for some of you. You can hear to the 11 from an ex, or restart some business partnership or collaboration, or just hear back from people you haven't heard from, or having to clarify some conversations with partners, business or personal, marriage partners, having to walk back on some of your plans, replan them, re-strategize, or re-examine certain contracts and agreements. Are they the right one? Maybe we need to make them more fair. Maybe we need to, you know, remove something here. But when Mercury turns direct on the 9th, or around the 11th, sorry, at around 4 degrees Leo, so especially those early Aquarians, like from 0 to 10 degrees, which would be the January Aquarians if it's your sun. They can feel like a especially strongly change of direction. From one direction, things are starting to move usually forward in towards a better direction. If something was delayed, if you were slowed down, if you were not like things were not happening as easy, Mercury turns direct opposite you. And after the 11th, things start happening more according to your expectations, more going back to normal, let's say. Your plans, your daily activities become more planned rather than chaotic when Mercury is retrograde. But I love Mercury retrograde periods as well. They're a bit of a mess. They're a bit of, it's always about fixing something or something unexpected. But it has its beauty as well, and I see things from a different perspective. That's why Mercury retrograde in your seventh house, you can see a relationship from a different perspective. You can see a partnership from a different perspective. Your partners can approach you and tell you some things they haven't told you before as well. Or you can reconnect in some way. Then another big event is that there is a grand trine in air signs, and you're an air sign. You're on the receiving end of the very beneficial grand trine, which is like the divine trinity, perfect even-sided triangle, which astrology, and I've seen it work over, when this configuration forms, things flow. They happen naturally. They happen with grace, almost like, like people say when they're in some state of nirvana, everything makes sense, everything is as it should be. Well, in a sense, this is happening in air signs, so you're on the end of benefiting from that, especially in regards to the first, fifth, and ninth house, where those planets are making the grand trine, is these self houses. They're about dharma. Dharma is finding who you truly are, uh, finding your true gifts, fifth house, your who you are, first house, ninth house, finding your mission, finding your what is your purpose on earth here. So there is like this flowing into the grace of the divine that air signs are feeling. And in particular, you're going to feel especially the Mars energy. Mars enters your ninth house and makes this perfect grand trine, and especially till the 12, 13, 14, you'd feel it very strongly. But Mars stays in your ninth house for a month and a half, and the grand trine continues. So it's like whatever you undertake might happen with more ease because Mars is action and it's making grand trine. And around 7th, 8th, and 9th and 10th, 7, 8, 9th, and 10th, Mars is making opposition to Saturn, which is one of the planets that rules you. So it can feel a little bit frustrating, but this frustration or some kind of stress that might happen, some kind of frustration, some kind of delay, or some kind of trigger or challenge is very quickly turned into something very beneficial, especially for you to change something about your future plans, Mars in the ninth house, to see the situation from a higher perspective and act from the highest possible way, to turn it into a lucky rather than negative situation. Because Uranus is divine wisdom, Pluto is divine willpower. They're all sending wonderful aspect to Saturn, which is you, to Mars, and there can be some important development in the third and ninth houses this month because of the activation of this powerful configuration called a kite. It's a grand trine and a bisextile. So some important developments this month with anything to do with a written spoken project, with media project, with siblings, relatives, sisters, brothers, friends, acquaintances as well, co-workers, teammates. All of those is the ninth house. Some important trigger there is there. And because of the positive aspects, as well, even if it's stressful, the final result can be very good as well. Plus something important with to do with higher knowledge, wisdom, traveling, deciding something about your future, learning or studying something as well, because this is the ninth house, or even foreign travel, foreign residence. And I think that because of the grand trine in air, you're divinely led during this period. It's more easier for you to tap into divine wisdom. It's more easier for you to tap into uh, aligning your own willpower, Mars, with the divine willpower, which is, so your actions will be aligned to what your higher self wants for you. And there is this, despite of the opposition Saturn Mars, it's actually good that there is this opposition because it triggers you into action, so you don't just stay idle and without you go and change something. You change something about your perspective. And around that time, there can be some stressful situations about you arguing with others about points of view, being challenged on your opinions, the Mars Saturn opposition. And around the 8th, 9th, 10th, be careful about traveling because it's happening on the axis of traveling for you, but it's really activating your mind to change how you think and to have some, with the Mars in the 9th house, trines from Pluto and Uranus, some revelation. I would call it a revelation that you'd act on. Suddenly you'd be like, I suddenly see, I realize this, wow, from a higher perspective, it makes sense and clear vision about where you have to head, because the 9th house is the house of Sagittarius with the goal, with the arrow, the clear vision, and Mars then makes you act. And your actions, especially after the 11th, 12th, will flow. Whatever you decide to do, because Mars is the planet of action, making a trine to Aquarius, will come with a lot more ease. You can even make you proactive to pursue education, courses, classes, pre-qualification for the next month and a half, or to teach others for something, or make you very busy with teaching projects or educational projects or dealing with some matters of legal matters in ninth house of foreign travel or foreign residence of some sort as well. Then there is another big event. Jupiter and Venus are joining together in your sixth house, and Jupiter becomes visible now. So the positive side of Jupiter till now couldn't show up in your sixth house, but now you can manifest it in material, actual, tangible ways, and that's improving your health, your healthy habits. And Venus and Jupiter together, Venus is love and fun and entertainment and enjoying yourself, and Jupiter is joy, inner happiness, inner satisfaction. So when those two beautiful planets, they again like divine grace coming into your sixth house, the whole month they're together there, it can be like a divine dispensation of some healing of your health, because sixth house is unhealthy habits or habits that harm your body, to change them with healthy ones, or some health situation that you've been having, like a divine grace to resolve it, to find a solution to it, in an easy possible way, to find the right doctor, to find the right herbs, find the right hormonal, whatever therapy, whatever stage you're in your life. Or maybe you'd really enjoy starting to do your smoothies, starting to, because Jupiter is knowledge. It brings you knowledge about what are the right ways to maintain your health, to take care of your health. And Venus makes it enjoyable. So to put it into actual, tangible, visible ways to take care of your health and so on. Sixth house is also work. It can be a new project that appears. So with ease, finding a job, or finding and hiring an employee to do something for you, someone that you're going to work with who will be like your employee in a sense, or with your coworkers and teammates as well, or maybe improving your office environment, getting a, or very enjoying the job or the work, or doing some work that is enjoyable to you in some sort. That's another way it can play out. So there you go, Aquarius. This is pretty much it. The full moon in your sign, the Saturn, the grand trine in air, which is in your lucky houses, first, fifth, and ninth. So you kind of feel aligned to the universe, to higher wisdom, to divine inspiration, and wisdom. So there is this, use that energy or enjoy that crest of the wave. Thank you. And by the way, check out my webinar on places to live in. If you're interested, with Mars in your ninth house, you might want to study and learn what are the best environments for you, where you're going to find yourself, near sea, near oceans. Sometimes you have more than one environments, two or three, big cities, islands, foreign places, or local places. Is it, if you're trying to choose between a few properties to buy, I give you very specific indications without you needing to know any astrology, how to find out in your horoscope whether it's like best, oh, you're looking for two houses, one is near say the center and the other one is more in the suburbs, and you can really see which ones are you choose and which is the right one for you, because your horoscope will show this. So thank you so much, and I hope you enjoyed this.